Be great. And we will get started with Howard Megdal. Go ahead.
Maya, congratulations on your career. Howard Megdal with the Next. It's always good to see you. I just wanted to ask you if you could take me back to the night that you and your teammates wore the shirts that say change starts with us. Looking back on it now, the way in which that night, that decision has helped influence so much of what's happened since in the League's activism and of course in the path of your own life. Just kind of take me through how you think that decision has impacted so much that's come since.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's kind of a hard question to answer, because I can only really speak from my perspective as far as the impact that it's had on other people, even though the community that we are a part of as women's basketball players is a greater community. And so I've heard from other parts of our community the courage and the momentum that was given from our team being, unified in that, what I call a humble way of really just taking the eyes off of our basketball talents for a moment to put eyes and hearts and minds on our shared humanity, which was our goal, as well as just helping shine a light on the real grief that we were experiencing as people because of the violence and just the continued, the continued effects that injustice has played in our nation's history. And so I think, whenever you pause and you stop something great to say there's something more important, that gains attention, as it should. And then that actually ended up leading into my life, getting the courage to say, let's hold on and give attention to what matters most, which are people, and people thriving and people's well-being. And our personal story with Jonathan was just at the forefront for me over these last few years in shifting away from the game. And so I just hope people take away from that just the heartbeat of what we were trying to do, which was being more human and more caring and more compassionate, and also saying it's okay to grieve what's worth grieving.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll go over to Dorothy. Go ahead.
Hi, Maya. Congratulations. Thanks for your time on this morning. How unexpected has this whole journey, and I'm with iMessenger Media in Dallas, Texas. How unexpected has this journey been for you, and how has it changed you, piece by piece into the woman that we see today, from the basketball player and then the activist, to mom, to wife, to author?
Yeah. Goodness. You got me tired thinking about all that.
Yeah.
Unexpected. I was laughing a little bit because it's like, I couldn't have written this story like this. This has definitely been unexpected, but at the same time, it's been really thoughtful and planned and prepared, that's life, right? Like, a lot of it is unexpected, but you also do your best to try to be prepared. Hey, that's basketball too, right? You don't know how the game's going to unfold, but you do your best to prepare. So just some of those, it's that same approach. I think that same posture of doing your best to be present and prepared in the moment, but then just persevering through the hard. And so I think that's how I've been shaped. Mainly is just that perseverance, that just persevering through the hard and the unexpected because of love, because of your relationships and the bonds that you have, and learning the importance of really forming meaningful, deep bonds as best as you can, because that's where you really find your purpose in your life. And I think that would be the final way to answer your question of how it shaped me, just the different relationships that I've been able to form through the path that I've been on, whether that's through the basketball side of things or the family side of things with the Jonathan journey side of things. And so the way I've been shaped, I think, is just caused me to really value relationships, value being present, value the process, and value people, because our story is a victory story. And I got to be a part of a lot of victory, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. Every victory you see 100 different moments of perseverance. So I'm glad we have gotten more of a chance to talk about that more recently.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go over to Charles. Go ahead, Charles.
Charles Holman, Minnesota spoken recorded. Congratulations, Maya. Good to see you.
Thanks.
Our question is this: what little you have? Your resume is very rich and full. Most likely will lead you to the Hall of Fame. What little thing that you like the Minneapolis community to remember you as? The things that you've done on the court, off the court, that you would like to have as part of your legacy.
Wow. I was somebody when I was playing, I always tried to bring energy. I always tried to bring light and joy and an intensity, to what I was doing. I hope people saw me as someone who gave all she had in whatever she was doing, whatever play it was, whatever moment I was engaging with the person. I tried to give my all in those moments. And but also somebody who looked beyond the craft that I pursued and tried to value people. Having a proper perspective, having a healthy, life-giving perspective about where people fit into this journey of life that we're in, and just someone that never gave up, whether it was being down in a game and trying to help the team come back, or not giving up on a person like Jonathan, or just persisting through the grind of every year. I tried to finish the things that I said yes to.
Tell your family hello for me. Congratulations again.
Thanks.
We'll go over to Maggie. Go ahead, Maggie.
Hi, Maya. Maggie Hendricks with Bally Sports. Congratulations. I'm wondering, did you have moments over the past few years where you thought about coming back, or just felt like even just getting on the court with your teammates?
I think these last 4 years have been just so focused on what I was doing at home, what I was doing with Jonathan, in my community, and also just trying to learn a new rhythm outside of playing, that I didn't really wrestle with a desire to want to switch that pace up and that where I was present. But it was very hard at times to kind of accept, like, Lindsay retired, and then Simone retires, and Rebecca, and now Sil, and missing my teammates. Because as you guys would watch us, over that 8-year stretch, our chemistry was just awesome. I think there's very few teams that had a core like we did, with such good chemistry, and teams with such good chemistry. So I miss that more than anything. But I was very focused on just trying to be well, have a good rhythm, having to get more rest, and the emotional and mental energy that it took to do all the things that I've done these last 3 years. So I was very full, if that makes sense. Like, I was so full and focused on what I was doing that I wasn't just sitting around like wishing I was playing again. I think I just felt such a sense of purpose in the direction I was heading, that it wasn't there wasn't a wrestling with that going on.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We'll go over to MA. Go ahead.
Yeah, my MA Vocal from ESPN.com. There's so many, and probably hard to narrow it down, but do you have a favorite game or moment memory, both from your UConn and Lynx careers? And what role do you see basketball playing in the rest of your life with everything else you're doing?
Okay. UConn. Man, it's hard to pick just one. Man, I think probably, honestly, the preseason in my sophomore year. So the first year we went undefeated and won every game by 10 points or more. It was Renee's senior year. That preseason, those 5 weeks in the fall before the season got started, and we were training our tails off. We were so motivated, having lost in the Final Four the year before, and our team chemistry just shot through the roof. And we were just all so focused and unified in that grind, getting up early, 5:00 a.m. In the gym, doing weights and playing pickup and conditioning. And we even had a nutritionist, even before nutritionists were coming. Like, we were just super focused and locked in. It ended up leading to what, you would see in those next few years. No, it's not like a normal memory, but I just remember that grind of the preseason being like memorable and just awesome. And then for the Lynx, watching Simone get her first championship and finals MVP in Atlanta in 2011 was super sweet. And to do that in one of my home states, such a sweet memory. And also watching the feet of all those little babies when we were in DC to celebrate our 4th championship, I believe. We ended up being able to have the Jordan brand and Nike donate shoes to some school kids in the DC area, and we got to partner with an organization that washes people's feet and gives them new shoes. It was just so sweet to see the look on those kids' faces who probably haven't had people washing their feet like that. And then, I think looking forward, I hope people can find inspiration from my heartbeat for humanity, and engaging in sport in a way that remembers that our humanity is first and foremost in how we play the game, how we leverage the game, how we treat people, how we play the game responsibly. There's just so many ways that you can keep that in mind as you remember, some of the things, and doing things with excellence. Some of the marks and the influence and impact I would hope to have.
Thank you.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go over to Katie. Go ahead, Katie.
Hi, Maya. Katie Barnes from ESPN. You have talked about Micah 6:8 as being a guiding verse for you. How has seeking justice, loving mercy, and walking humbly with God continued to ground your work, especially over the last few years as you've been away from basketball?
Yeah, that is a part of a narrative in the Old Testament where God his heart is angry, and his heart is angry at the oppression that he's seeing. And so one of the things that you see so much in the Old Testament is God saying to his people, show my heart to the world. And for whatever reason, his people lose focus, lose sight, get caught up in the world, and end up being the opposite of what his heart is to the world, and end up oppressing people or treating each other not well. And his patience and his grace is very long, but then there comes moments where he's like, enough is enough. And, you know, this is one of those moments where he's reminding through one of his prophets named Micah, reminding his people, it's simple what I've called you to do. Like, love people, be good to each other, seek justice, love mercy and kindness and mercy, and walk humbly with me. Like, it's a moment. It's like a really genuine moment of like, children, how do you keep, losing track of my heart? And so that's such a vivid story for me, and a reminder of me of like, child, don't lose sight of my heart. And so it just keeps me grounded. It keeps me trying to remember what the main thing is and where life is found and how we can continue to thrive more. And again, I think I said it earlier about relationships. And I think that's one of the things I keep getting reminded of, is keeping the main relationships. And that's first with our Creator, and then with each other, and then, our community, the earth, like just everything that we can thrive with, and trying to grow that more and more in my life, and helping my people do it as well. So makes me slow down, makes me humble myself, and again, just try to give my energy to the things that matter most.
Thank you very much.
We'll go over to Raphael. Go ahead.
Hello, Maya. Congratulations on your legacy and retirement. And I'm from the 3-point conversion. And my question is, you just talked about humanity. You've always been known as leadership, high basketball IQ. When you think of coaches, most players, great players, say the great coaches, they teach them about life and how to deal with life, and lead, how to lead, and so on. Have you thought about coaching, coming back to coach, whether it's Minnesota Lynx or college or whoever, and has anyone reached out to you about coaching?
Well, coaching is something that there are some aspects to coaching that I've been doing my whole life, just being an older cousin, being a lover of learning and teaching. I tried to tutor my friends or my teammates here and there growing up. Like, I have teaching in my blood. Like, most of my extended family I grew up with were teachers. So that comes out in different ways in my life already. I'll be coaching in a sense, my son and future kids, Lord willing, and in the journey of life. But to say coaching in like a high level basketball context, I don't know if my life has the space for that. But we'll see in what ways that heart of coaching comes out, because coaches give so much. It takes such a commitment. Like, there's no way I could have had the journey that I had without the coaches, whether it was high school or AAU or college or professional. I was super spoiled to have like literally world-class coaches for more than half of my career. So I don't want to say like, yeah, I could coach, like it's this casual thing. Coaching is a heavy, honorable, like super invested thing, that I don't want to I don't want to commit to unless I can really commit to it. But yeah, people have asked me about coaching for a long time. But again, I think my time and my energy doesn't have my where I'm at in my life right now definitely doesn't have the space for it. But I love all of our coaches, and they're some of the most impactful people that you could have in your communities. And again, if we don't have great coaches, we don't have worthwhile sports.
We have time for one more question. We will go over to Pepper. Go ahead.
Hi, Maya. It's great to meet you. Congratulations on your retirement and your impact on women's basketball in general. Just curious what skills and lessons that you learned during your basketball career help you now with the work you're doing.
Yeah, I think a few things come to mind. I think looking at my basketball experience, it was such a great place for my personality to come out. I was a very high energy kid. And so having some structure to it with other people really helped me channel my energy and, keep me out of trouble, or, just have something constructive to do as a kid instead of running around driving my mom crazy. And so that helped shape me, of just learning the benefits of doing things with other people as a team. I grew up as an only child. And so having teams to constantly play on was huge for me. And then I think looking forward to like high school, one of the biggest lessons I started to learn was going in the higher levels of sport and into the industry. You're a role model, and you're a role model even if you're not, but just the importance of representing well and giving people your best so that you can be helpful and give them something to be hopeful about. And so I started to learn that in high school. And then in college, preparation. That's what UConn was. I learned really at one of the highest levels the value and the importance of preparation and how that affects your confidence. If you are prepared, you're going to be confident. But then also how to deal with working so hard all year and then coming up short and having to overcome really big, heartbreaking losses. Not a lot of losses, but very meaningful losses. And then the pros, I learned the art of being adaptable and, having to deal with different teams in different countries and different time zones and different tournaments. And whether it was on the USA basketball team or playing overseas or playing in Minnesota, you have to learn how to be flexible and adjust, and continuing to have great preparation skills. And also just the joy of playing with different people from all over the world. So, work ethic, you learn work ethic, and, but also humility. I think when you play for as long as I did, I played since I was 8 years old and stopped at 28. You just realize what a ridiculous gift it is to be able to do what I was able to do. And it was just very humbling to be around so many great people and athletes and fans, people that love the game. That's just so unique. So I was just very humbled to have that experience as well.
That is all we have time for. Thank you for your time, Maya. Wish you and your family the best, and excited to see this next chapter in your life.
Awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.